Hey everyone, so is the Amazon Fire 7 worth buying here? Right now it is on Black Friday sales, ahead of Black Friday for only $40. It is normally $60 here in the US. For that price, for that only $40, which is very cheap for a tablet, you are getting a 7-inch display. It is not HD, it is just standard definition, which I believe is somewhere around 480. It has 16 gigabytes of storage and it has 2 gigabytes of RAM. It is actually rocking their previous generation's HD8 processor, the quad core processor. So this is a bump up. And again, it has 2 gigabytes of RAM compared to the previous generation 7's only 1 gigabyte of RAM. So you're essentially getting a previous generation HD8 in a 7-inch form factor without the HD display. Hopefully that makes some sense. Again, 16 gigabytes of storage, 7-inch display. You do get USB Type-C. You still do get a headphone jack there. You still only get one speaker. It sounds okay, but it is not going to be the loudest. It sounds okay, just not very loud. So this is basically a tablet for people that just want a tablet for basic tablet usage. So internet browsing, it is decent for. It's going to be good for Kindle e-reading or e-book reading. It's actually really good for that. That's probably one of my favorite things about it, compared to like an actual Kindle e-reader. As you can actually see color. So we'll go on in here into the Kindle, but you can actually see color. So if you're reading comics, like I have Calvin and Hobbes up here, you actually get color compared to a Kindle e-reader. You want to get black and white. It is nice and quick. You can zoom in. So if you have a comic that gives you multiple panes at once, like this, you can kind of zoom in and read it a bit easier. Again, compared to a Kindle e-reader, they take a bit longer to load in when you zoom in because of the e-ink. This is nice and fast. Plus, you get the nice color. So it is perfect for e-book reading, or comic book reading in that instance there. Going back to internet browsing here, it is decently fast because again it is rocking the quad core processor now, again from the previous generation HD8. So it is decently fast. It's faster than the last generation 7. So this is a pretty easy website, just Pokemon.com. The display, even though it is not HD, I think it still looks pretty decent. Unless you have it side by side by something that is HD. I don't think you'd really notice much of a difference, especially when you're talking about a $40 device. You guys can see it loads in pretty fast. We'll go to a heavier website like Best Buy. It'll be a little bit slower than other budget tablets that cost more. Again, like the new HD8, HD8 Plus, or the 7, HD10, HD10, not the 7. This is going to be faster than the previous generation 7, though. So we'll go ahead and we'll just do a quick search. I messed up my typing there. But, so heavier websites like Best Buy will take a bit longer to load in all the way. And of course, being a 7-inch display, the font is very small. You can change the font in the settings if you want to, the font size, but for a $40 device, it is not bad though. But you will see like all these extra things here will take longer to pop in. So if you are going to be using heavier websites, you might want to get at least the HD8, the new one, or even the HD10. The HD10 is going to be the best. I skipped part of that, cut off part of that, so I was going to have to sit here and wait. But it does take longer to load in heavier websites. I know a lot of people use tablets for like recipe looking up recipes here. So it's just a simple recipe internet search, Google search here. And you see it actually loads this in pretty fast. And the nice thing about a small device like this is you can put it on a table next to you or your counter next to you while you're cooking, and it doesn't take up too much space. You see it actually loads in pretty fast. Actually loads in really fast for this cheap of a device. And again, the colors look actually pretty nice on here. Like, that looks very nice. Like, these pictures actually look really good. You know, it's not an HD display. And of course, they have all these ads. But you guys can see it loads in pretty well. And I know a lot of people will be looking at these for their kids for Roblox. So go into the hood here on Roblox. One thing we'll notice is fingerprints. This thing is a fingerprint magnet like no other, and the fingerprints are very hard to wipe away. Some of you guys, I just wiped it. There's fingerprints everywhere. So going into the hood here on Roblox, we are just in low graphics settings. And do not have volume on because Roblox is really bad for copyright strikes with the music. But most games will play okay on here. Some games will play really very, very well. Some games will be like this. More graphical games will be kind of like this, where it might stutter every now and then. Some games like Royal High you might not be able to play at all. But I would say about 90% of Roblox games you'll be able to play just fine in low graphics settings. Yeah, the more graphical the game, the harder it's going to be on this tablet. Because again, this is normally only a $60 tablet. But again, it is definitely better than the previous generation 7 that could barely play any Roblox games without stuttering. You guys can see this actually is okay. This is a more graphical game. Not the most graphic intense game, but it is definitely playable. And now show off or hear off the one speaker. Again, it just has one speaker. I wish it had two, but this is again a very cheap tablet, so they cut costs somewhere. So my volume is up all the way though. So again, the one speaker doesn't actually sound that bad. It could definitely use a second speaker to make it a little bit better. So it just isn't the loudest. But for just like YouTube watching, it'd be just fine. Or for gaming or whatever. The last thing I do want to mention is out of the box, it does not come with the Google Play Store. This is something people really do not like about these tablets, including myself. You can download it. It is now, at least for my device, it is now working. It was not working for quite some time when they released it. And then the other day, mine started working, the Google Play Store that is. But I did mine through the Fire Toolbox, which you need a Windows PC for in order to do. But you can try to download APKs off of the internet as well using Silk Browser to get Google Play Store. But again, it was not working with Fire OS 8, which is what this is running. The new Fire tablets are running OS 8, whereas the previous generations are running Fire OS 7, including actually the HD 10. So this does work for me now. Again, it took it quite some time. Then all of a sudden it just started working. But that's something to note. Then the very last thing I want to note is you can actually get for $25 more the Fire HD 8 Plus. This is actually the Plus version of the HD 8, which means you get a HD display, you get 8-inch HD display. You actually get 32 gigabytes of storage, so double what you get on the 7. It of course can be expanded as well, just like with the 7 through micro SD card. This actually gives you 3 gigabytes of RAM, gives you a hexa-core compared to a quad-core processor. For $25 more, unless you really want the small 7-inch display. Again, this is only 8-inch display, so it's not much bigger as you can see here. This is only $25 more, and honestly, I would recommend this over this. Of course, it'll do everything the 7 can do, but a little bit better because it is a bit more powerful. But that is my opinion. Y'all let me know what you think. I just wanted to mention that. Throw that one out there for $25 more. HD 8 Plus is going to be better than the 7. Let me know what you think. As always, I really do appreciate y'all watching. Hope you have a good one. See you next time. Goodbye.